It is time for the Nebraska Dairy Update. I'm Chad Moyer. Today, an update from the Dairy Checkoff, Midwest Dairy. We're visiting with Ashley Larson. She is a manager of programs and partnerships here with Midwest Dairy in Nebraska. We're going to talk today, Ashley, about these STEM partnerships. Tell me a little bit about, first of all, your work with STEM and why is this important to the work of Midwest Dairy?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me again, Chad. It's great to be on. Midwest Dairy proudly supports STEM, which stands for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, by helping educators and students see how these subjects come to life on today's dairy farms. STEM education encourages problem solving, critical thinking, and innovation, all skills that are key for future careers. Through the programs, classroom resources, and strong partnerships, Midwest Dairy connects science and technology to real-world dairy farming, showing how innovation drives sustainability and care for both the cows and the environment. This work really matters to us because research shows that many of the students are wondering where their food is coming from. By connecting with STEM, we can help them discover that story firsthand, giving them a deeper understanding and appreciation for food, farming, and the people behind it.
All right, Ashley, sounds good. Now, give us some specifics. What are some of the ways that Midwest Dairy is involved in STEM currently?
Our involvement starts really with our partnerships. We collaborate closely with science teachers and curriculum leaders across all of our 10-state region to understand what they need and how we can help best support classroom science education. A great example is our new partnership we have with the National Science Teaching Association through a program called Fields of STEM. So this is new this year, and this initiative brings together educators from all of our Midwest Dairy 10 states for professional learning and networking opportunities. And this group includes biology, environmental science, STEM, anatomy and physiology, and agriculture teachers. So it kind of brings them all together. The program highlights how agriculture-based lessons can bring science to life and helps teachers incorporate dairy-focused materials into their classrooms. Participants will even attend the National Science Teaching Association Fall Conference this year that's in November, that's in Minnesota, for a hands-on professional development and sharing. And I'm especially excited because we do have several Nebraska educators that are part of this program, and that'll be there in Minnesota.
All right, very good. So that's a couple of national examples, I guess, Ashley. Is there anything specific to maybe what would be going on here in Nebraska that you could talk about?
Absolutely. Yeah, we have two specific Nebraska projects. The two key ones this year that we're proud to support are Nourish the Future and the Nebraska Agriculture and Science Education Leadership Institute. And that's a lot to say, so we call it NASELI for the abbreviation. One common challenge we hear from Nebraska educators is that the required curriculum that they're teaching often isn't tailored to the local agriculture that surrounds them. So by supporting these programs, we're helping provide science-based resources that reflect the state's agriculture roots, specifically even here in Nebraska and including dairy. So Nourish the Future, one of the programs that we sponsored this year, is a national program, but this summer they held a 2-day workshop in Grand Island. So there are 29 educators in attendance, and they explored ways to add dairy and ag-based lessons into the classroom throughout this 2-day workshop. Collectively, these teachers will reach more than 3,000 students over the next year, and hopefully even sharing these resources with fellow teachers throughout the state. The other project I mentioned, the NASELI project, is developing one easy-to-use online platform that brings all of Nebraska agriculture-based lessons together in one place. So this is Nebraska-specific, and being part of this project really ensures dairy-focused STEM materials are going to be accessible and visible to teachers here in Nebraska or that visit this platform. So it's just one easy place to grab these resources from.
All right. This great conversation. Again, how Dairy Checkoff working with in the world of science, technology, engineering, and math, STEM areas. If folks would like to get more information, maybe see some of these resources that we've talked about, things like that, or if educators would be interested, is there a way that they can get that?
Yes, yep, these are all online. The resources can be found on the Food and Agriculture Center for Science Education website, and this website is foodagscied.org. You just click on the dairy tab on the right-hand side to access a full library of dairy and food production materials. These are all free to download and use in the classroom.
All right. Again, that website, if you didn't catch it, foodagscied.org. Great conversation, Ashley. I appreciate the information. Thank you much. Ashley Larson, Programs and Partnerships Manager here in Nebraska with Midwest Dairy. That is today's Nebraska Dairy Update. Chad Moyer reporting.